Hey, and welcome everyone to another edition of, and a special edition actually, because now we're into the second season, the chasing after a sectional championship and starting in the state championship series. And Coach, I'm happy to report, as everyone knows by now, that the Tigers came out on top of the Carroll Chargers by a score of 42-35 last Friday night.
Yeah, Dave, I'm trying to figure your mascot. I see it's Superman.
Yeah, it's a different superhero.
Comic, yeah, I like it.
After watching the game last night, or the other night, I thought we had several superheroes that did a great job out there on the field.
My mother-in-law made this one.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good. Yeah. It was a little country kind of, Blue Jean looks good.
Laid back, yeah. Yeah, it is second season, and really the season. You make you build your team throughout the season, and you try to make a name for yourself. And last time we were on this show, we talked about winning a conference championship for the first time in a lot of years. But you build your program statewide, and you earn your reputation as a football program in the state tournament. And that's November football. We're blessed and fortunate to be able to play in the month of November.
Absolutely. Well, and I don't know if many people know it, but there were a number of predictions that had Carroll winning this game by as much as 21 points. So the Tigers came into the contest as a definite underdog.
Well, yeah, I didn't see that. I'm glad I didn't. I'd have been a whole lot more nervous. And Carroll's good. Oh. They're a fine team. They're athletic. They play in a great conference, a Summit Athletic Conference. And I told our kids all week long, Dave, and you may or may not have been out there and heard me. We have zero shot of playing them and beating them if it were a 7-on-7 contest.
Oh yeah.
And fortunately, we were allowed to use linemen, and they were allowed to use linemen. And it was football, and it was a good, hard, physical football game by both schools. And they're well coached, but their strengths are different than our strengths. And what we're not especially good at, although we're getting better, is what they counterpart with being really good at, which is throwing the football. Mm-hmm. And we were fortunate enough to hang on the ball a little bit. I read somewhere, I can't even remember where, that we had 40. They had the ball for 8 minutes and 38 seconds.
And the rest of the time.
And I think we had it then. I'm not a mathematician, but I know there's 48 minutes in a ball game. But that certainly helped us, because think about this. They scored 5 times in that short a time.
Right.
And they're capable of putting points on the board in a hurry. And so we were able to keep the strength of their program and their team the ball out of their hands. So that was important. Yeah. And, we didn't play perfect. We're never going to play perfect. I've resigned the fact of that.
Right.
But we played seemingly pretty darn hard, and, had 83 offensive rushes and 2 passes. Fortunately, we hit one of those passes for first down, which was huge.
Yeah, it
really was. And, overall, we're excited to be advancing on. The script, you never know how it's going to go. When they came out and they scored right out of the gates to make it 7-0, and then we didn't score, turned the ball over on downs, and then they were able to. Luke Adamick made an interception that I tell you,
it was a circus catch.
I don't think I've seen anything like that, and he continues. He continues to do that. The longer he plays football, I think the better and better his game becomes. He's really playing, at least in my 3 years here, his best football.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the other thing too, and as I was on the radio on Friday night, and of course it wasn't any secret to anybody, but it was 2 different styles of football going head-to-head at one another there, and to see that competition, and like you said, you got a team that was an air show, want to throw the ball around, and you have the other team that's more than willing to take the ball and just control the football and march down the field, and that's what the Warsaw Tigers did. And I felt like that it ended up frustrating Carroll that the Tigers had their hands on the ball for so long.
Yeah, I didn't ask him or ask him that after the game, but when your best player, Becker, their quarterback, number 9, who is really good,
outstanding,
running and throwing, and when a kid like that is not in the game, I would think that it would tend to do that. But
sure,
they did run the ball 23 times, 142 yards rushing, which a little surprising.
Right. And he's the man.
He is. He did. He ran the counter, the quarterback counter. He ran some zone reads where he kept the ball. And they're obviously they're talented. I mean, they're a talented group of kids. And
but speaking of talent, I just thought that number 17 did a heck of a job out there. He just got his hands on the ball there, and Carroll had a real problem handling the outside game of Warsaw.
Well, I'm smiling under my mask because every time he gets his hands on the ball, there is this depth of a yell from the sideline that says, "Run!" And he is running.
Right.
His legs aren't quite as long as some of the other Tigers we have out there. So he might take 4 or 5 steps for everybody else's 1 or 2, but he's gaining ground. He runs hard.
Right.
And he runs smart. He understands how to set up his blocks. And Patrick Zollinger, from where he was a year ago as a JV player, and I know his junior year, we want kids to want to be varsity football players as juniors. And, once he understood his role last year as a junior and accepted that and really, really put some serious time in the weight room and then in the off season, then he did a lot when they were allowing people to go to OPS for workouts. He just, he's a self-made man.
Right.
And what you see on Friday nights is what you get. He's going to go 100 mile an hour. His blocking's great. And now his running is really...
Oh, it was just... dynamic.
I mean, he had 9 carries for 145 yards or something like that.
And you throw Jones in there, he got 100 yards, and then Juan got 100 yards. Didn't all 3 of them get over 100 yards or not?
I think Jones ended up with maybe 60 or 70.
Well, Green also.
Green had a $150. Juan had a $145, and
I mean, what a running attack!
Well,
that amounts up to being.
It did, and we actually were fortunate enough to set a school record. We rushed the ball 83 times for 500 yards even.
Wow.
So we've broken the rushing record, single game rushing record here at Warsaw twice this year.
Right.
First game and then last Friday night. So, and you don't go into a game thinking, hey, tonight's the night we're going to get the record.
No, I'm sure.
It just kind of happens, when you're playing somebody that scores quick.
Yeah.
And you get your hands on the ball, then things like that happen. But we ran the ball 83 times, and we threw it twice.
Yeah,
that's about right.
And it goes without saying, of course, that the offensive line was doing their job up front there, especially the second half. I just felt like the offensive line just kind of took over.
They did, and they're getting better and better. And, the 2 guys next door, Brady and Mike. You've seen them at work.
Absolutely.
And the amount of time and effort that they
technique.
put in.
Oh, yeah.
And, I give them an hour and 15 minutes of individual time, and they still want more. They're never happy.
Yeah.
They're never had, their film sessions go, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, I've been on some of that.
Saturday morning, and they're never happy. And maybe that's why they really get good, but at the end of the year,
absolutely,
with very average kids, I don't know. But the O-line is something that, we lost 6 senior starters.
Right.
And we've got, and no disrespect toward the kids that are in there, we've got a hodgepodge of kids.
Sure.
All different shapes and sizes and athletic ability, and they have slowly become a unit. And those 2 guys really stress that, that with the Wild Hogs and the shirts and, the Wild Hog of the Week and all those things.
Yeah.
And here's the deal: it pays off. Those kids play hard for them.
Oh, they do.
They know what those kids have done on every snap that they've taken this year,
Right.
and it makes a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and then, of course, we don't want to ignore Coach Huber and the defensive unit and the special team. I mean, Coach, it really, as I looked at it, was maybe the most complete game that we've played. Maybe.
Probably was.
Yeah.
And we gave up some points, and we really had one really bad play where we bit on a run toward us, and Luke Adamek at corner got a little nosy on a sweep fake, and they threw the ball over his head for a 58-yard touchdown.
Right.
But it didn't happen again.
Right.
And now you don't want that to happen.
Sure.
Because of particularly when you're in zone coverage. But then he turns around and he has 2 interceptions. Aaron Green had an interception.
Right.
Luke Adamek caused a fumble later, when we were up a score late in the game.
Right.
Johnny Burrett came all the way across from the other side. And our tackling, I'm still charting tackles, but our tackling looked a lot better.
Right.
There were some whiffs, number
Sure.
20, I think, made us miss on 3 times down on our sideline, but yeah, we're playing with a purpose,
Right.
and those guys, Jake, Chris, JW, and Mark, they put an awful lot of time and effort into getting us into the right situations, into the right coverages, knowing when to send pressure, when to play off, and we're going to need all of that and more.
Oh, absolutely.
Friday,
this Homestead bunch.
Homestead, yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about Homestead here right now, but obviously they're a good football team. I think they've lost once.
Lost a Dwinger in like 3 overtimes.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to be a formidable challenge. They always are. We've played them in the past before you got here, and they're always they're gonna come here to fight you. By the way, do we have any official word on where we're going to play this game yet or not? Or
I'm planning on being on the road. I know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the IHSA draw put us in the bottom bracket.
Right.
And, that's just how that works.
Right. I just got it from the,
we were at home and won. We were at home and won.
Right.
And they're above us, so...
Right.
Yeah, I've not heard anything from anybody official.
Yeah. Well, I got it from an official that walked through there. I will not name the official, but it was a pretty high-up official, and he just was kind of emphatic that, well, I guess we're going to be playing that home game. We're going to play here in Tiger Field, which that wouldn't hurt anyone's feelings, except maybe theirs. But
absolutely not. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that question is, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No. I am planning on wearing white jerseys, loading up a bus in time to get there, and playing at Homestead High School. If the powers that be tell me different, then we'll play at home. I'm just glad we're practicing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks a lot for spending some time with us. It was a great win Friday night. It's one and done. I mean, you're gonna win or you're gonna pack up your gear. So the Tigers said we aren't ready to pack up our gear yet, and went out and played a darn good game, and we're gonna have to do that again here to advance and to knock Homestead out.
We are, and now we're playing. Last week against Concord, we played for Hardware. This Friday night, 2 teams are gearing up again to play for Hardware. So they're going to hand somebody a trophy this Friday night, and the other team's going to pack up their gear and start making plans for their banquet.
Right.
I know which I would prefer that we all partake in.
Yeah.
You mentioned our kicker and our kicking game.
Yes.
It's funny, and Cole Richards has done a really nice job of utilizing our strengths and taking the kid. Last year we had a kid that's kicking for Missouri right now, Harrison Mevis.
Yeah.
And we've taken Colton Wampler and have really put together a kicking strategy when he tees the ball up.
Absolutely.
And if you watched Carroll the other night, they had their hands team in there, or at least they were aligned in a hands team.
Right.
They had a group at the 49.
Sure.
They had a group at the 44, and then they had one guy deep several times because of the threat of the onside
Sure,
kick. So,
sure.
Yeah, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
and,
it's a weapon.
You
It's
know,
a big
we
time
went
weapon.
I think we went 6 for 6 for our PET.
We did.
So
we
that's
did.
solid.
It is solid.
And, Colton Wampler's done a
He
really
is.
nice
And-
job of
Yeah, and
picking up the slack.
I just want to say, ever since he's been a freshman, he's always, and I've mentioned this before, he's always been just the yeoman type of player that he plays where you put him and he does his job. I mean, he's been a fullback, he's
Yeah.
been a guard.
We rushed for 100. He rushed
Yeah.
for 130 yards against Plymouth.
Sure, sure.
And then hurt his wrist and was
Right.
kind of taken out of the fullback situation. And then Juan got healthy,
Right.
and then Herman Flores has proven to
Sure,
be kind of a
absolutely.
kind of
Another
a,
weapon.
a backup to Juan that if we needed him could.
Yeah.
So Colton Wampler has kind of found his niche in the realm
Absolutely.
of kicking and really taken off of that.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
proud of him.
So very important. Well, Coach, I know you're going. It's Sunday night and it's planning night, and so I won't hold you up any longer. I appreciate your time. We're very proud of the Tigers, proud of the program and what's going on here, and I think the whole town and everyone's behind what's going on, and we wish you the best of luck as we head up against Homestead, wherever we play them.
Thank you, Dave. And we're living in exciting times, unique times, and you can't take anything for granted. You know, I mean,
Right.
I told the kids Friday night pregame, I was standing out there in the cold, in shorts like an idiot, and I just stopped for a moment, looked around. I thought, you know what, I'm the luckiest guy in the world
yeah.
because we're out here. We get to do what we enjoy, which is coach kids.
Right,
Our kids are playing football when a lot of teams aren't.
right.
I mean, think about what happened to Concord.
Oh, that's just
They
heartbreaking.
got the plug pulled on them
Heartbreaking.
the night before, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I got a hold of Craig Kaler, their head coach, and said, hey, I left you a ticket at the booth. Get down here. So
Yeah.
he drove down and watched
Oh, did he
us
come
Friday
down? Good,
night. Yeah,
good,
so,
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I forgot to invite him over for the post game.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For the post game
yeah,
meal. So-
lots of great food, that's for sure. And I think we're going to get a little more of that here a little bit later tonight. Here even.
Mama Curtis says, apparently she looks at us and says, boy, those guys look thin and fit. I'm going to change that.
We are the best fed football staff in America. I'm pretty sure of that. So, all right, Coach. Thanks again, and good luck, and go Tigers.
Thank you, Dave.